The night shift at the Deep Space Communication Array in Nevada was usually quiet. Most workers found it boring. Not Amanda Hughes. She liked the peace of the late hours, the soft hum of machines and the knowledge that she was listening to the AI. Stars made her happy. Amanda sipped her coffee and watched her screens. Nothing unusual tonight, just the regular signals from space probes and satellites. Her shift would end in 30 minutes. She was thinking about breakfast when everything changed. All the screens in the room flashed at once. Then they went dark. 5 seconds later, they lit up again. But now they showed something new, something impossible. A face. Not human. Amanda dropped her coffee mug. It shattered on the floor, but she didn't notice. Her eyes were fixed on the screen. The being had a long, thin face with big eyes that seemed to glow. Its skin was pale blue, almost like it was made of light. When it moved, colors rippled across its face. It opened its mouth and began to speak. The voice was melodic, but filled with urgency. Amanda couldn't understand the words, but the universal translation program started working immediately. Text appeared at the bottom of the screen. People of Earth, we are the Luminari from the Epsilon Eridani system. We have watched your broadcast for many years. We know you are a species capable of great compassion and also great strength. We come to you now, in our darkest hour. Amanda's hand shook as she pressed the emergency alert button. Within minutes, the room filled with other staff, security personnel, and her supervisor, Ben Mason. Ben stood beside her, his face pale. "Is this real?" he whispered. "The signal is bypassing all our normal channels," Amanda said. "It's being received simultaneously, at every dish in the array. Whatever it is, it's using technology way beyond ours." The alien message continued. "Our civilization faces extinction. A species known as the Void Harbingers has entered our system. They destroy all in their path. We have fought, but our weapons are failing. Our people are dying." The image changed to show a beautiful blue-green planet with 3 moons. Then it showed massive dark ships in orbit. Beams of energy struck the planet's surface. Cities burned. "We have less than 1 Earth season before our final defenses fall. We ask for any aid you can provide. Medicine, food, shelter for refugees. We know we are strangers to you, but we appeal to your humanity." The message repeated 3 times before ending. The screens returned to normal. The room was silent. Ben was already on the phone. "Get me the director. Now. Then call the White House." Within 3 hours, the recording was being studied by the highest levels of government. By noon, Admiral William Carter of the United Nations Space Command arrived at the White House. The president had called an emergency meeting with the joint EO, chiefs of staff, and the heads of all intelligence agencies. The large conference room was tense as they watched the message again. "Could it be fake?" asked the Secretary of Defense. The CIA director shook his head. "The signal originated from Epsilon Eridani, approximately 10.5 light-years away. It was received simultaneously by every major radio telescope and communication array on Earth. No human technology could do that." Admiral Carter watched the alien's face as it spoke of destruction. He had seen that look before, in the eyes of refugees fleeing war zones. Fear, desperation, truth. "They're asking for humanitarian aid," said the UN secretary. "Medicine, food, shelter." Admiral Carter spoke for the first time. "With all due respect, that's not what they need most." Everyone turned to look at him. "They need protection, they need weapons, they need warriors." The president leaned forward. "Explain, Admiral." Carter pointed at the screen where the alien ships fired. "On the planet. Those aren't invasion ships. Those are extermination vessels. This isn't a war for territory or resources. It's genocide." The room fell silent as his words sank in. "Even if we wanted to help," the Secretary of Defense said finally, "Epsilon Eridani is 10.5 light-years away. Our fastest probes would take decades to reach them." "Not necessarily," said a woman who had been sitting quietly in the corner. Dr. Kelly Winters was the lead physicist from NASA's Experimental Propulsion Laboratory. "We've been developing a prototype based on fold space theory. It's never been tested with a crew, but the math checks out. We could reach Epsilon Eridani in about 3 months. The president looked stunned. You're saying we could actually send help? Yes, Dr. Winters said. But not the kind of help they're asking for. We can't transport large amounts of humanitarian supplies, but we could send warships, Admiral Carter finished. Our newest vessels, the ones with the experimental weapons systems. The debate lasted for hours. Some argued it was too risky. Others said humanity had a moral obligation to help. What do we really know about these luminari? Asked the Secretary of State. Or these void harbingers? We could be walking into a trap or a war we don't understand. The message leaked online, halfway through the meeting. Within hours, it had been viewed by millions. Public opinion formed quickly. People around the world were united in a simple belief. If another thinking species faced extinction and humans could help, they should. By evening, the president made his decision. He looked tired, but resolved. Admiral Carter, prepare your ships. Dr. Winters, get your fold space drive ready. We're going to help the Luminari. 3 days later, Amanda Hughes received a visitor at the communication array. Admiral Carter wanted to meet the person who first received the message. You're going to help them? She asked. Carter nodded. 3 ships. Our best, with enough firepower to make a difference. The luminary asked for medicine and sanctuary, Amanda said. Admiral Carter looked at the stars through the facility's large windows. Sometimes what people ask for isn't what they need. They need someone to stand between them and extinction. He turned to her. How would you like to come along? We need communications specialists who've studied their language patterns. Amanda looked at the night sky, thinking about the desperate faces she'd seen on her screen. A whole civilization waiting for help. When do we leave? She asked. Admiral Carter smiled. Pack your bags. We depart in 1 week. It's going to be a long journey. As Amanda watched him leave, she wondered what would happen when humans arrived at Epsilon Eridani with warships instead of aid supplies. She didn't know if they were making the right choice. But doing nothing wasn't a choice at all. Somewhere, across the stars, the Luminari were waiting for an answer, and humanity had decided to respond. The world changed in a week. News of the alien message spread everywhere. People looked at the stars differently now. They knew humans were not alone. At a military base in Florida, 3 massive ships stood ready. They were the pride of Earth's fleet. The UNS Defiance, UNS Intrepid, and UNS Guardian. Each ship was as long as 3 football fields. Their hulls were dark gray, covered with weapons and sensor arrays. They had been built to protect Earth from unknown threats. Now they would travel to a distant star to protect aliens humans had never met. Amanda Hughes arrived at the base with 1 small bag. She had left her apartment, her car, and most of her belongings with her sister. No one knew if they would ever return from this mission. Welcome aboard the Defiance, said a tall woman in a crisp uniform. I'm Captain Eleanor Reeves. Admiral, Carter told me about you. Amanda looked up at the massive ship. I've never been in space before. Captain Reeves smiled. Well, you're about to go farther into space than almost any human in history. Inside the ship, Amanda was shown to her small room. It had a bed, a desk, and just enough space to turn around. She would share a bathroom with 3 other crew members. The ship would be her home for at least 6 months, 3 months to reach the Luminari, and 3 months to return. If they returned. The next morning, Amanda met the ship's senior officers in the briefing room. Captain Reeves introduced them one by one. This is Commander Jason Ortiz, my executive officer. He'll be in charge when I'm not on the bridge. Commander Ortiz was a serious man with short black hair and kind eyes. He nodded at Amanda. The Admiral says you're the one who first heard the aliens. That makes you our good luck charm. Lieutenant, Richard Klein is our tactical officer. He's in charge of weapons and defense systems. Klein was younger than Amanda expected, maybe 30. He had a scar on his chin and quick, alert eyes. I hope we don't need to use the weapons, he said. But if we do, we're ready. Dr. Olivia Grant is our chief medical officer. She's been studying the luminary physiology from the transmission data. Dr. Grant was a short woman with curly red hair. Their biology is fascinating. Based on what I can see, they evolved from ocean-dwelling creatures. Their skin contains light-producing cells similar to some earthfish. And finally, Lieutenant Commander Sophia Martinez, our chief engineer. She's been working with Dr. Winters on the Fold space drive. Martinez had oil stains on her uniform despite the formal meeting. The drive isn't perfect, she admitted. But it will get us there. Probably. After introductions, Captain Reeves showed them the mission plans. We don't know exactly what we'll find when we reach Epsilon Eridani. The Luminari message was sent months ago. The situation may be better or worse by now. Or they might already be gone, Lieutenant Klein said quietly. The room fell silent. Everyone knew it was possible they might arrive too late. That's why we need to hurry, Captain Reeves said firmly. Final checks will be complete today. We launch tomorrow. The next day, thousands of people gathered to watch the launch. The birth, 3 ships would leave Earth together. They carried over 1,000 crew members, advanced weapons, and new technologies that had never been tested in real space. Amanda stood on the bridge of the Defiance as final preparations were made. Through the large front window, she could see the crowd below. Many held signs with messages like Godspeed and Humanity Stands with the Luminari. Admiral Carter gave a short speech before departure. It was broadcast to all 3 ships. Men and women of the United Earth Fleet, you are about to make history. You will be the first humans to reach another star system. The first to meet an alien species face to face, and possibly the first to engage in combat beyond our solar system. He paused, looking at the camera. The Luminari asked for our help. They expected medicine, food, and shelter. Instead, we're sending our most powerful warships. We do this not because we seek war, but because we understand what they truly need. They need defenders. They need hope. On the Defiance's bridge, Captain Reeves turned to her crew. Prepare for departure. Commander Ortiz, status report. All systems ready, Captain. Crew is secured. Fold space drive is online. Lieutenant Klein, weapon status. All weapon systems green. Defense shields at full power. Dr. Grant, medical bay. Fully stocked and prepared, Captain. Lieutenant Commander Martinez, engine room. The drive is hot, Captain. Ready on your command. Captain Reeves sat in her command chair. Communications. Inform launch control we are ready for departure. Amanda, sitting at her new station, sent the message. Launch control acknowledges. Captain, we are cleared for launch. Captain Reeves took a deep breath. Helm, take us up. Nice and easy. The massive ship hummed as it lifted off the ground. The vibration ran through Amanda's body. Through the window, she watched as Earth grew, smaller below them. The 3 ships rose into the clear blue sky, climbing higher and higher. Soon the blue turned to black as they left Earth's atmosphere. The stars appeared, bright and unchanging. The fleet moved away from Earth, preparing to activate the Fold space drives once they were safely distant from the planet. Captain Reeves stood up, watching as the blue marble of Earth grew smaller behind them. Send a message to the other ships. Good luck and Godspeed. We'll see you on the other side. Amanda sent the message. Replies came back quickly from the Intrepid and Guardian. Everyone was ready. Lieutenant Commander Martinez, Captain Reeves said, activate the Fold space drive. Amanda held her breath. This technology had never been used on a manned ship before. It could send them instantly across vast distances, or it could tear them apart. Martinez's voice came over the comm. Fold space drive activating in 3, 2, 1. The stars outside the window stretched into lines of light. The ship jerked. Forward. Amanda felt like her body was being pulled in all directions at once. Her vision blurred, and then it was over. The stars returned to normal. On the main screen, a new sun burned bright. Not Earth's sun, but another star entirely. Epsilon Eridani. We made it, Captain Reeves whispered. Then louder. Status report. All stations. As the crew confirmed all systems were functioning, Amanda looked at the distant star. Somewhere around that light was the luminary homeworld, and the enemies that threatened to destroy them. The journey had only just begun. The 3 Earth ships floated in the darkness near Epsilon Eridani. After the jump, they needed time to check all systems. Captain Reeves ordered the ships to use stealth mode. They would watch and learn before making contact. Scan the system, Captain Reeves ordered. Find the luminary planet. Lieutenant Klein worked at his station. I'm detecting several planets. The 4th one matches what we saw in the luminary message. It's a blue-green world with 3 moons. Any signs of the luminary? Or those Void Harbinger ships? Commander Ortiz asked. Klein adjusted his scanners. There's a lot of debris in orbit around the 4th planet. Pieces of ships, satellites. He paused. Captain, I'm picking up energy weapons fire. There's a battle happening on the far side of the planet. Captain Reeves leaned forward. On screen. The main screen showed a distant view of the blue-green planet. Around it, flashes of light marked the battle. Small ships with glowing blue hulls, likely luminary vessels, were running from larger black ships. The black ships must be the Void Harbingers, Commander Ortiz said. Klein studied his readings. The luminary ships are small and fast, but the Harbinger vessels have much stronger weapons. It's not a fair fight. Amanda watched from her communication station. The luminary ships moved like dolphins in water, graceful and quick. But one by one, the black ships caught them. Each time, there was a bright flash, and another luminary vessel disappeared. They're being hunted, she said quietly. Captain Reeves turned to her. Ms. Hughes, can you pick up any luminary transmissions? We need to let them know we're here. Amanda put on her headset and began searching for signals. There's a lot of communication chatter. Most of it is too broken to understand, but I think I can clean it up. While Amanda worked, Dr. Grant joined them on the bridge. Captain, I've been studying the scan data of the luminary ships. There are life signs aboard, but they're weak. They may be injured, or their life support systems might be failing. Captain Reeves nodded grimly. So we have civilians in danger, trying to escape while under attack? She turned to Commander Ortiz. Prepare a rescue operation. I want our fighters ready to provide cover while we extract survivors from damaged luminary vessels. Are we really going to reveal ourselves so soon? Klein asked. We don't know the full strength of the Harbinger fleet. We didn't come all this way to hide in the shadows while people die, Captain Reeves said firmly. The bridge fell silent. Then Amanda spoke up. Captain, I'm receiving a clear signal. It's from the planet's surface. She listened carefully. It's a distress call. They're saying the main luminary city is under attack. Their shields are failing. Can you respond to them? Captain Reeves asked. Yes, but it will reveal our position. Captain Reeves thought for a moment. Send this message. Luminary Command. This is Captain Eleanor Reeves of the Earthship Defiance. We received your plea for help. 3 Earth warships have arrived in your system. We're here to assist you. Please provide coordinates for safe approach to your planet. Amanda sent the message. For a long minute, there was no response. Then her console lit up. Captain, they're responding. They're sending coordinates and they're warning us about Harbinger ships near the 4th moon. Captain Reeves smiled. At least we know some of them are still alive. She turned to the bridge crew. Contact the Intrepid and Guardian. Tell them to maintain stealth, but move into position near these coordinates. She pointed to a spot on the map. We'll approach the planet from here, away from the moon where the Harbingers are. What's our plan, Captain? Commander Ortiz asked. First, rescue as many luminari from damaged ships as we can, then make contact with their leadership on the planet. We need to know exactly what we're dealing with. For the next 2 hours, the 3 Earth ships moved silently through the Epsilon Eridani system. They avoided detection by the Harbinger fleet, which seemed focused on bombarding the planet and hunting escape ships. They don't know we're here, Klein said. We have the element of surprise. Not for long, Captain Reeves replied. Once we start the rescue operation, they'll know exactly where we are and what we're doing. Dr. Grant prepared the medical bay for luminary survivors. Lieutenant Commander Martinez adjusted the ship's shields to better withstand the Harbinger weapons they had observed in action. Amanda continued monitoring Luminary communications. She was learning more of their language with each message. "They're talking about a place called the Great Sanctuary," she told Captain Reeves. "It seems to be an underwater city where many civilians are hiding. The Harbingers haven't found it yet." "That makes sense if they evolved from ocean creatures," Dr. Grant said. "They would be comfortable underwater." As they approached the coordinates provided by the Luminary, they saw more signs of the ongoing attack. Parts of the planet's surface were burning. Dark smoke clouds covered entire continents. "Look there," Klein pointed to the screen. "A Luminary ship is under attack." A small blue vessel was trying to evade two larger Harbinger ships. It was damaged, leaking what looked like blue energy from its side. "There are life signs aboard," Klein reported. "At least 20 individuals." Captain Reeves stood up. "This is it. Time to announce our presence." She turned to Klein. "Target the lead Harbinger ship. Disable its weapons only if possible." "Targeting, Captain." Klein's fingers moved across his control panel. "Ready to fire." Captain Reeves took a deep breath. Fire. The Defiance's main cannon sent a bright beam of energy across space. It struck the first Harbinger ship precisely where its weapons system was located. The black ship spun from the impact. Its attack on the Luminary vessel stopped. The second Harbinger ship paused as if confused. Then it turned, searching for this new threat. "They've spotted us," Klein warned. "They're charging weapons." "Shields at maximum," Captain Reeves ordered. "All hands, prepare for combat. This is not a drill." The bridge lights dimmed as power was directed to the shields and weapons. Red alert signals flashed along every corridor of the ship. The Harbinger vessel fired. A green energy beam struck the Defiance's shields. The ship shook but held together. "Shields holding at 82%, Klein reported. "Their weapons are stronger than we expected." "Return fire," Captain Reeves ordered. "Full power to forward cannons." The Defiance fired again. This time the beam punched through the Harbinger ship's hull. The alien vessel exploded in a bright flash of green and black energy. "Direct hit," Klein said. "Target destroyed." The bridge crew started to cheer, but Captain Reeves raised her hand. "Don't celebrate yet. We just announced our presence to the entire Harbinger fleet." She turned to communications. "Ms. Hughes, contact the damaged Luminary ship. Tell them we're sending shuttles to rescue their crew." Amanda sent the message. The response came quickly. "They're grateful for our help. Captain, they say they've never seen a ship fight like ours before." Captain Reeves nodded. "Launch rescue shuttles. Commander Ortiz, you lead the team. Be ready for anything. We don't know what condition the Luminary will be in." As the rescue shuttles launched, the Defiance's sensors detected more Harbinger ships moving in their direction. "We've got company coming," Klein warned. "At least 5 Harbinger vessels heading this way." Captain Reeves contacted the Intrepid and Guardian. "Captain Reeves to Earth Fleet. The rescue operation has begun. The Defiance has engaged Harbinger forces. We will need support. Move to these coordinates and prepare for combat." On the main screen they could see the damaged Luminary ship. It was beautiful despite its wounds, a sleek blue vessel with curves like ocean waves. The Earth rescue shuttles approached it carefully. "Rescue team reports they're docking now," Amanda said. "The Luminary are opening their airlock." For a moment, hope filled the bridge. They had traveled across 10.5 light-years and arrived in time to save at least some of the Luminary. But the moment was brief. "Captain," Klein's voice was tense. "Those incoming Harbinger ships are moving fast. They'll be here before the rescue team can return." Captain Reeves's expression hardened. "Then we'll have to hold them off. Battle stations, everyone. Today we show these Harbingers that the Luminary are not alone anymore." The Defiance turned to face the approaching enemy ships. Around it, the Intrepid and Guardian moved into formation. 3 Earth warships against 5 alien destroyers. The real battle was about to begin. The 5 Harbinger ships moved toward the Earth vessels like hungry sharks. Their black hulls absorbed the light from the nearby star, making them look like holes cut into space itself. All ships, Battle Formation Delta, Captain Reeves ordered. The 3 Earth ships moved into position, the Defiance in the center with the Intrepid and Guardian on either side. Rescue shuttles report they've taken aboard 23 Luminary survivors, Amanda said from her station. They're heading back now, but they need 5 more minutes. They have 3, Captain Reeves said grimly. Lieutenant Klein, target the lead Harbinger vessel. Fire when ready. Firing, Captain. The Defiance's main cannon fired again. The energy beam streaked across space toward the Harbinger ships. But this time the black vessel moved with surprising speed. The beam missed. They're learning, Commander Ortiz said. Then we'll have to be smarter, Captain Reeves replied. Lieutenant Commander Martinez, reroute power to the forward shields. Everyone else hold on tight. The Defiance surged forward, directly toward the Harbinger vessels. The sudden move surprised both her crew and the enemy ships. Captain, what are you doing? Klein asked. Creating a distraction. The Intrepid and Guardian will target the flanking ships while we draw their attention. The bold move worked. All 5 Harbinger vessels focused their weapons on the Defiance. Green energy beams hammered the Earth ships' shields holding at 65%, Klein reported. 60%, 54%. Meanwhile, the Intrepid and Guardian attacked from the sides. Their weapons found their marks. 2 Harbinger ships exploded in quick succession. The Defiance shook as another blast hit them. Shields at 41%, Captain, Klein said. We can't take much more of this. We don't need to, Captain Reeves said with a tight smile. Look, the rescue shuttles were returning, carrying the Luminary survivors. Behind them, the Intrepid and Guardian had destroyed 2 more Harbinger vessels. Only 1 remained. Target that last ship, Captain Reeves ordered. Fire at will. The 3 Earth ships fired together. The final Harbinger vessel didn't stand a chance. It broke apart, debris scattering across space. A cheer went up on the Defiance's bridge. But Captain Reeves remained serious. Rescue shuttles are docking now. Damage report? Commander Ortiz checked the ship's systems. Minor damage to decks 3 and 7. No casualties. Shields are recharging. Good, because this was just the beginning. Captain Reeves pointed to the sensor display. There are at least 30 more Harbinger ships in this system. The celebration ended quickly. 30 ships was more than they had expected. Captain, Amanda called from her station. The Luminary survivors are aboard. Dr. Grant is taking them to the medical bay, and we're receiving a new transmission from the planet. On screen, Captain Reeves ordered. The main screen showed a Luminary face. This one had more elaborate markings than those in the original message to Earth. The alien's eyes were large and shimmered with blues and purples. Greetings, Earth vessels. I am High Counselor Alanis of the Luminary Defense Council. We witnessed your battle. You fought with great skill to save our people. We are grateful. Captain Reeves stepped forward. High Counselor, I'm Captain Eleanor. Reeves of the United Earth Fleet. We came in response to your message asking for aid. You came faster than we thought possible, Alanis said. And you brought warships instead of supplies. This was unexpected. We understood what you truly needed, Captain Reeves replied. But we need to know more about what we're facing. How many Harbinger ships are there? What are their capabilities? Alanis's face showed a complex emotion. The Harbingers arrived 3 months ago. They destroyed our orbital defenses in days. Now they hunt our ships and bomb our cities. We estimate they have 40 ships in our system. 40? Klein whispered. We only have 3. Captain Reeves ignored him. Can your remaining ships join us in battle? We have 12 ships still functioning, Alanis said. But they are not warships. They are scientific vessels and transports modified for defense. They cannot stand against Harbinger destroyers. Then we'll need a different approach, Captain Reeves said. We request permission to enter orbit around your planet. We need to coordinate our efforts. Alanis nodded. Granted. We will send a security escort to guide you past our remaining defenses. The Luminary paused. Captain Reeves, why did your people send warships? In our message, we only asked for humanitarian aid. Sometimes what people ask for isn't what they need, Captain Reeves said, echoing Admiral Carter's words. We saw your message. We saw your world burning. We understood that you needed defenders. Ilanis bowed slightly. Your insight saved lives today. We will meet soon. The transmission ended. Amanda turned to Captain Reeves. The Luminary survivors are settled in the medical bay. Dr. Grant says they're in stable condition. Good. I want to meet them. Commander. Ortiz, you have the bridge. In the medical bay, Captain Reeves found Dr. Grant examining a Luminary child. The alien looked like a smaller version of the adults they had seen, but with brighter colors rippling through its skin. How are they? Captain Reeves asked quietly. Physically, they're recovering well, Dr. Grant said. Their biology is fascinating. Their skin contains cells that change color with their emotions. But psychologically, she glanced at the child. They've been through a lot. A taller Luminary approached them. I am Zarel, science officer of the vessel you rescued. My child, and I thank you for saving our lives. Captain Reeves smiled at the alien. I'm glad we arrived in time. Your ships are unlike anything we have seen, Zarel said. You traveled faster than light to reach us. You faced the Harbingers without fear. We still have much to learn about them. Captain Reeves replied. What can you tell us about the Void Harbingers? Why are they attacking your people? Zarel's skin darkened. They believe our kind should not exist. They say we contaminate the galaxy with our presence. They have destroyed many species before us. Genocide, Captain Reeves said, just as Admiral Carter guessed. We tried to fight, Zarel continued, but our society focused on science and art for centuries. We were not prepared for war. Themo, Luminary looked down at the child. When we sent our message to Earth, we hoped for medicine and shelter for survivors. We never imagined you would send warriors to fight for us. Before Captain Reeves could respond, alarms sounded throughout the ship. She touched her communication badge. Reeves here. What's happening? Commander Ortiz's voice came through. Captain, return to the bridge immediately. We're detecting a large Harbinger fleet moving toward the planet. At least 20 ships. On my way. Captain Reeves turned to Zarel. We're not done fighting yet. As she hurried back to the bridge, Captain Reeves thought about the 40 Harbinger ships in the system. They had destroyed 5, but 20 more were coming. The odds were not in their favor, but humans had never traveled so far just to lose a fight. They had come to defend the Luminary, and that's exactly what they would do, no matter the cost. Captain Reeves stared at the tactical display on the bridge. 20 Harbinger ships were approaching in a tight formation. They would reach the planet in less than 30 minutes. We need a plan, Commander Ortiz said. We can't fight 20 ships head on. Captain Reeves nodded. Contact the Luminary Defense Council. Tell them we need to coordinate our defenses. Soon, High Counselor Ilanis appeared on the screen again. Captain Reeves, we see the approaching Harbinger fleet. This attack is larger than their previous ones. We need to combine our forces, Captain Reeves said. Your 12 ships and our 3. Can your vessels follow our combat instructions? Yes, Ilanis said. But as I told you, our ships are not designed for war. Sometimes the best weapon is the one the enemy doesn't expect, Captain Reeves replied. Have your ships meet us at these coordinates, and I need to know if you have any underwater bases where ships can hide. Ilanis looked surprised. Yes, we have several deep ocean facilities. Our largest is beneath the Eastern Sea. Good. Send half your ships there. The rest will join us in orbit. Amanda watched as Captain Reeves organized the defense. Despite being outnumbered, the captain seemed calm and focused. What's your plan? Amanda asked quietly. Captain Reeves glanced at her. The Harbingers expect us to defend the planet from orbit, so we'll surprise them. The Earth ships moved to meet the Luminary vessels. The alien ships were beautiful, graceful blue craft that seemed to flow through space rather than push through it. They were smaller than the Earth vessels and had few visible weapons. Luminary ships in formation, Klein reported. 6 with us, 6 heading to the underwater base. Good. Captain Reeves said. Now here's the plan. The Intrepid will lead our formation with 4 luminary ships. They'll engage the Harbinger fleet directly, but only to distract them. Meanwhile, the Defiance, Guardian, and the other 2 luminary vessels will hide on the dark side of the largest moon. And the ships at the underwater base? Commander Ortiz asked. They'll wait. When the Harbingers commit to battle with the Intrepid's group, we'll attack from the moon, and the underwater group will launch from below. We'll catch them in a 3-way trap. The plan was risky. Everything depended on timing and on the Harbingers not detecting the hidden ships. Lieutenant Commander Martinez, can we modify the luminary ship's shields to better withstand Harbinger? Weapons? Captain Reeves asked. I think so, Martinez said. Their shield technology is different from ours, but the basic principles are the same. Give me an hour. You have 20 minutes, Captain Reeves replied. As Martinez worked with luminary engineers to strengthen their shields, Dr. Grant prepared for more casualties. Amanda helped translate between the human and luminary crews, her understanding of their language improving with each conversation. The luminary were grateful, but worried. Many had families on the planet below. Some had already lost loved ones to the Harbinger attacks. Why do the Harbingers hate you so much? Amanda asked Zeril, who had joined the bridge crew as a liaison. They believe their form of life is the only one that should exist, Zeril explained. They say our kind, and yours, are cosmic mistakes that must be corrected. That's horrible, Amanda said. It is their religion, Zeril replied. They have followed it for thousands of years, destroying many species before us. They've never met humans before, Amanda said. They might regret starting with us. The ships moved into position. The Intrepid, with Captain Sam Bennett commanding, led the first group to meet the approaching Harbinger fleet. The Defiance and Guardian hid with 2 luminary vessels behind the largest moon. Harbinger fleet in visual range, came the report from the Intrepid. They're moving faster now. They've spotted us. On the Defiance's bridge, everyone watched the tactical display. The 20 Harbinger ships approached the much smaller defense force. They're taking the bait, Klein said. They're all moving to engage the Intrepid's group. Intrepid, hold position until they commit fully, Captain Reeves ordered. Then begin evasive maneuvers, but keep their attention. The Harbinger ships opened fire. Green energy beams struck the shields of the Earth and luminary vessels. The Intrepid and its luminary escorts returned fire, their weapons causing some damage but not enough to stop the overwhelming force. Intrepid reports shields at 60% and falling, Amanda relayed. 2 luminary ships have minor damage. Captain Reeves watched intently. Not yet, not yet. The Harbinger ships formed a half circle around the defending vessels, focusing all their firepower on the small group. Now, Captain Reeves ordered. All ships attack. The Defiance, Guardian, and their 2 luminary escorts burst from behind the moon, engines at full power. At the same moment, 6 ships rose from the planet's ocean, water streaming from their hulls as they shot into the atmosphere. The Harbingers were caught completely by surprise. Suddenly, instead of having their prey surrounded, they were being attacked from 3 directions. Fire all weapons, Captain Reeves commanded. Target their engine sections first, then weapons. The Earth ships unleashed everything they had. Railguns, energy beams, and missiles struck the Harbinger vessels from behind. The luminary ships, with their newly strengthened shields, attacked. With surprising effectiveness, 3 Harbinger ships exploded immediately. 2 more spun out of control, their engines destroyed. But the Harbingers recovered quickly. Their ships turned to face the new threats, splitting their formation. They're regrouping, Klein warned. 10 ships turning to face us, 6 staying with the Intrepid, 4 heading for the ships from the planet. Concentrate fire on the nearest vessels, Captain Reeves ordered. Don't let them coordinate. The battle filled space around the luminary planet. Energy beams and missiles crossed paths as the 3 groups of defending ships struck from different angles. The Harbinger vessels fought fiercely, their weapons powerful but now divided against multiple targets. The Defiance shook as it took a direct hit. Shields at 35%, Klein reported. One more hit like that, and we'll have hull breaches. Evasive. Pattern Delta, Captain Reeves ordered. Guardian, cover our flank. Another Harbinger ship exploded. Then another. The defending forces were causing serious damage but taking losses too. 2 Luminary vessels from the planet group were destroyed. The Intrepid reported heavy damage. We've destroyed 7 of their ships, Commander Ortiz reported. But we're taking too much damage. We can't keep this up much longer. Captain Reeves studied the tactical display. There's their command ship, she said, pointing to a larger Harbinger vessel in the center of their formation. If we can destroy it, we might disrupt their coordination. It's heavily defended, Klein warned. Then, we'll need to get close. Captain Reeves opened a channel to all Earth ships. This is Captain Reeves. We're targeting the Harbinger command ship. Intrepid and Guardian draw off its escorts. Defiance will make the attack run. The Earth ships shifted their approach. The Intrepid and Guardian fired on the ships protecting the Harbinger command vessel, forcing them to respond. The Defiance accelerated, heading straight for the main target. Diverting all power to forward shields and engines, Martinez reported. The Defiance took hit after hit as it charged toward the Harbinger command ship. The bridge shook violently. Warning lights flashed everywhere. Shields failing, Klein shouted, over the noise. Hull breach on deck 5. Stay on course, Captain Reeves ordered. All weapons prepare to fire on my mark. The Defiance closed the distance. The Harbinger command ship loomed large on the view screen, its black hull absorbing the light around it. Now! Fire everything! Every weapon on the Defiance fired at once. The combined force struck the Harbinger ship directly in its center. For a moment, nothing happened. Then cracks appeared in the black hull. Light spilled out from inside. The command ship broke apart, exploding in a massive green fireball. The effect on the other Harbinger ships was immediate. They stopped their coordinated attacks. Some began to retreat. Others continued fighting, but with less effectiveness. It's working, Klein said in amazement. They're losing coordination. The Earth and Luminary ships pressed their advantage. Without central command, the Harbinger vessels fell one by one. Some fled the system entirely, jumping away into deep space. After another 20 minutes of fighting, it was over. The Harbinger fleet was defeated. 15 of their ships were destroyed. 5 had escaped. The Defiance, heavily damaged but still functioning, moved into a stable orbit around the Luminary planet. The other defending ships joined them. They had lost 3 Luminary vessels, and all ships had taken damage. But they had won. In the following days, the Earth crews helped the Luminary begin rebuilding. Engineers from both species worked together to repair damaged ships and orbital facilities. Dr. Grant treated injured Luminary civilians, learning more about their biology and sharing medical knowledge. 1 week after the battle, Captain Reeves stood in a grand underwater hall, the heart of the Luminary government. High Counselor Alanis and the entire Defense Council were present. So were the captains and senior officers from all 3 Earth ships. The people of Earth came when we called, Alanis said, addressing the gathered Luminary and humans. They traveled across the stars not with medicine and supplies, but with weapons and warriors. They understood what we truly needed before we did ourselves. Captain Reeves stepped forward when invited to speak.